first time. What's up, YouTubers? Welcome to Mary Beth's book channel. I'm her husband, Scott. You're going to get some content from me. So drop an eggplant in the comments if you want some male-focused book
Nobody
content.
is going to drop an eggplant for that.
We'll see.
Hi and welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, I'm Mary Beth. I am an avid reader, if you could not tell by the title of my channel and the title of this video. I, first of all, wanted to start off with a major thank you, which seems so crazy because this is literally video 3, but I cannot believe there are already 200 people listening to me yap. That's crazy to me, and I love it, and you're listening to me yap books. Which is all I've ever wanted. I've had so much fun already making content, editing it, posting and engaging with all of you guys, finding new booktube friends to watch. It has been just a blast and everyone is so freaking welcoming. I'm sure there are mean people on the internet as with every other channel, but I'm having a blast and I'm so happy to be here. I have a Bookstagram where I share more real-time book reviews, recommendations, and other random life things because why not? And I will say my stories on Bookstagram get a little chaotic. We have a good time. And this video is actually brought to you by the Bookstagram Story Gang. I asked my stories what type of video they wanted to see this week, and y'all picked my 2025 most anticipated indie author releases. So here we are. There are genuinely so many amazing books coming out this year, and I am so excited for all of the new releases. I really wanted to highlight some that I think deserve way more hype. I am a part-time author assistant, and I have a bunch of client books coming out this year, so I am extra pumped about them. You're gonna hear me scream about them all the time, including here in this video. Also, quick disclaimer. You know I had to give one. I can guarantee there are books that are not on this list that I'm going to be pumped about. I really wanted to curate a list of authors that I love, that I wanted to give extra exposure to. But if you have books that you know are coming out this year and you want to yap about them, please send them to me because I'm never going to say no to adding books to my TBR. Is anybody? And now that the lawyer has gotten her disclaimer out, I can get into the book recs. The first book on this list is crazy exciting because it comes out today. If you're watching this on Friday, February 7th, it has just released, and that is Queen of the Crimson Throne by Caitlin Swanson. This is book 2 in the Queen of Blood and Stardust trilogy. The first book, called Queen of Blood and Stardust, is out and it's on Kindle Unlimited, and you should go read it now so then you can read book 2. I love these books. Okay, Caitlin is a client of mine. I love her to death. She is so sweet, and she became a client after I already read the first book and fell in love. It is a fantasy romance, vampires and fae, arranged marriage, enemies to lovers, but very one-sided enemies to lovers. And it's just such a fun story with such a cool world that Caitlin has built. And I just think more people need to be reading this book, to be completely honest. To give you an idea of what this series is about, Lennox is the queen who was never supposed to be queen. She was the second born in the royal family. Her brother was supposed to become High King of Lithenia. However, 2 years ago, her parents and older brother are suddenly unalived in a horrific incident involving vampires. And Lennox suddenly becomes queen. And not only does she have to rule a kingdom, she also has to deal with the fact that most of her family is gone. It's not ideal. Not ideal. And unsurprisingly, she does not like vampires, nor does she like the Blood Court, which is where they come from. But when the Blood Court calls in on a bargain and sends the heir to the Blood Throne, she has to figure out a way to work with him so that she can get out of an arranged marriage with one of them. Luca is that heir. Luca is a little golden retriever, let me tell you. He's a golden retriever puppy dog. He's very sweet. We love Luca. While this is enemies to lovers, it's relatively one-sided, because Luca's kind of about it, and it's super cute, and he's so fun. It is a slow burn. You are going to feel all of the tension and banter throughout the entire thing. Book 1 does such a good job of introducing you to the world and to the characters and the storyline, and book 2 just really dives so much further into the world and the lore and all the elements of what make up the kingdom and the goddesses and the gods, and there's just so much that she dives into in book 2. And then you also get way more story on some of the side characters. And Caitlin writes amazing side characters, so it was so fun to finally get like insight into them. If you've read Zodiac Academy, there is a character who is 100% Seth coded, and I love him to death. I absolutely love him. He is hilarious. So if you have not read book 1, Queen of Blood and Stardust by Caitlin Swanson, you can go ahead and read that now. And you can read book 2 because it is officially live. Sin With Me by Brooke Montgomery is a small town steamy romance that is coming out on February 12th. I have read the first 2 books in this series, or book 1 and maybe the prequel novella. I've read 2 books in this series. I don't know if it's the first 2 books, I should say. The Sugarland Creek series by Brooke Montgomery. The first 4 are available on Kindle Unlimited now. Like I said, I have to catch up before I can read this one because I'm a person who has to read things in order. However, this book, let me just read you the blurb because I read this blurb and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a fun time. From the moment he calls the crisis hotline, I'm drawn to his voice. As I help him through the darkest moments, we slowly get to know each other. The more he needs me, the more I need him. A family emergency forces me away from this volunteer job, and I fear I'll never talk to him again. Until I'm introduced to my new boyfriend's twin brother. That just sounds like a good time. This series, the ones that I have read are cowboy, and based on there being a cowboy hat on the guy in the cover, I think he might be cowboy or cowboy adjacent, but I don't know for sure. If you have read them, you can let me know if he is cowboy or cowboy adjacent, or if he just wears cowboy hats, which is fine, either way. But I'm so excited to catch up on the series, but also to read the next book that comes out. If you haven't read the Marymount series by Isla Sikorsky, you're gonna wanna get on that. Book 1, For the Hope of It All, is already out and it's on Kindle Unlimited. Book 2 comes out February 18th. It is Daylight, and I'm so excited. This whole series is so cozy, small town, but also spicy, and it just gives you all the feels. Book 1, For the Hope of It All, is on Kindle Unlimited. You can go read it right now. And book 2, Daylight, is coming out so soon. I am so excited. Isla is another client of mine, but she's a client I received after I already read her first book. And I just love these books so much. This is a single dad, small town, forced proximity, just like Chef's Kiss spicy romance. Red is a local. She owns the local coffee shop and she has an apartment above it that she offers to Miller and his daughter who need a place to live. Red has some trauma, don't we all? And she has built nice, strong walls around herself so that no one can figure out what she actually is or who she actually is. And Miller has every intention of breaking down every single one of those walls. I am so excited for everyone to read this book. Isla just writes such cozy characters and you just want to move. Like, I want to move there. That's how this feels to me. And I think so many people are just going to love this series. You do not have to read them in order, but I'm a read the books in order kind of person, even if it's just interconnected standalones. So I would 10 out of 10 recommend going and reading For the Hope of It All. And then you can read Daylight when it comes out on February 18th. Also, if you can't tell by the titles, there's definitely going to be some little Taylor Swift hints throughout the entire series. So add it to your TBR now. Diving back into fantasy romance, this is one that I only just recently found out about, and I'm so freaking excited for it. I actually have an ARC sitting on my Kindle right now. The Pirate Witch by Elena Locatelli comes out, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I am like in a bit of a pirate mood right now. I'm reading The Everking by L.J. Andrews right now, and it's very piratey. This is book 1 in a duology that is going to be on Kindle Unlimited, so get ready. Get ready. I'm gonna read you the synopsis. A pirate witch, a fallen king, a prophecy that could sink them all. Oh, I'm probably gonna butcher how you say her last name. Elena, if you're watching this, please correct my pronunciation. If not, I will DM you. Olivia Carfascia has spent her life defying the gods and outrunning the schemes of kings. As the fierce captain of the Circe, her ship is her sanctuary and her crew is her family. But when her goddess mother orders her to save the infamous King Stryker, Olivia finds herself drawn back into the treacherous courts she's sworn to avoid. And one thing I'm pumped about with this is I almost feel like this is a little like role reversal from like standard what you see, because she's the pirate. And I think that's so cool. And I'm so excited to see like how that develops. Like, she's the captain of this ship. Stryker has lost everything, his crown, his kingdom, and his allies. Now his only hope lies with a pirate who'd rather feed him to the ocean than trust him. Need I say more? Enemies to lovers. Doesn't that just sound like so much fun? I think it's gonna be a blast. I'm so excited to read it. Like I said, I have an ARC on my Kindle right now. I know I just made my TBR for February, but like this is getting added to it, okay? This is getting added because I think it's gonna be really good. I'm not sure if this one is still indie. I don't know if Kat Singleton has been picked up. I don't know. But we're gonna put it on the list, and if she's not, I apologize. I mean, I'm still excited for her book, so I'm still gonna talk about it. In Good Company by Kat Singleton. This is the first book in a new series that she's writing. Kat is the queen of billionaires, let me tell you. Her Black Tie Billionaire series, I love it so much. I love it so much. The way that she writes, you're just gonna have a good time. It's spicy. I think one of her books, it was like 5 straight chapters of spice. Yes, please. Sign me up. I will be eating it all day, every day. 3 meals. 3 square meals a day. Give Me the Spice, written by Kat. This one has not had the blurb come out yet, so what we do know about it, and my note here just says, I love all things Kat. So that's all you need to know. She also writes a small town romance, which kind of interconnects with Black Tie Billionaires romance. I believe these characters also appear in some of her books. I'm not certain though. This is about an exclusive country club in the Hamptons. Ex's brother, billionaire, forced proximity, private chef. That sounds amazing. I've seen so much private chef content on TikTok that I feel like this is like coded because maybe Kat also has seen a lot of private chef TikToks. And it is releasing on April 3rd. Kat just writes such good books. So there are other books out that you can read by Kat, the Black Tie Billionaire series, the Sutton Mountain series. Both of them are fire. And you should definitely read them. I have a book in each of them left to read. If you want a buddy read, let me know. We'll buddy read them together. But this one does come out April 3rd. If you have not heard me screaming into the abyss about the House of Devils series, where have you been? Truthfully, where have you been? Because I have been rereading the first 2 books, City of Gods and Monsters and City of Souls and Sinners. I've been listening to their audiobooks and oh my God. And book 4 comes out later this year. I don't believe this release date is finalized yet. It says May 13th on the interweb, but I don't think that that's completely finalized. Books 1 through 3 in this series are on Kindle Unlimited, and they're chonky. They're chonky books. They're fantasy romance, and they're chonky. So if you're wanting to read book 4 and then book 5 whenever it does come out, you might as well start now because they're chonky books. I said her name wrong in my finishing series video, and I'm very disappointed. This follows Loren. It's not Lauren. Loren. This follows Loren and Darian. Darian is a hellsayer. He hunts bad people and demons. He's kind of like a bounty hunter. Loren is a human. Urban fantasy. So you're set in very like modern world. They have weapons, they have technology, they have cell phones and cars and all of that stuff, which that's like, other than Crescent City, I really haven't read that many of those. So this is like fun for me because it's just like a different style of fantasy. Set in a modern urban fantasy world, the House of Devils series is the story of a human girl whose safe and ordinary life is upended when she finds herself being hunted by supernatural bounty hunters, one of which is Darian Castle, the ruthless leader of the dark-slaying gang known as the Seven Devils. Darian is an unaliver first, ask questions never kind of guy, but when he tracks down Loren and discovers she's human, he breaks all of his rules and decides to protect her instead. And the two, spoiler alert, not really, fall in love as they solve a dark mystery that threatens to tear their world apart. Oh my God, it's so good. It starts as a dual POV and then more characters' POVs get added as the series go on. I love everybody in this book. First of all, the mouth on Darian. The mouth on Darian. It is spicy. Let me warn you. Let me warn you. It is spicy, but oh my God, it's so good. Also, the first 2 are on audio and you should listen to them because they slap. And book 3 is on Kindle Unlimited along with the first 2 books as well. I don't think May 13th is the finalized release date, so I don't think we have a date yet. I did check her Instagram and still haven't seen anything. But whenever it's coming out, I will be there, ready to read it. I have to read book 3 still, so we're gonna work on that, but I will be ready to go. On May 20th, we have Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforty. I believe that's how you say her name, but I heard somebody say it that way, and they were like, yeah, that's actually how you say it. I don't know if that's true, but Rewind It Back, it's a part of the Windy City series. I still have to read book 4, which is Isaiah's book, and this is going to be Rio and Hallie's book. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't remember who Hallie is. Maybe I haven't met her yet, but I don't know who she is. And there's really not a whole lot out there yet, except that Rio is a hockey player. So we're gonna find out together when it does come out. But the cover got released recently and it is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I just can't wait. I love all of these books so much. So May 20th, which is very shortly after my birthday and shortly before my due date. So we're gonna have to dive into that very quickly before life gets chaotic. Back into an epic fantasy story that I am so freaking excited to get released. I had the pleasure of beta reading this book, and I genuinely don't believe you all are ready for it. Daughter of the Dead by Kay Jamila is coming out June 12th, and it slaps. That's all I have to say. It slaps. I have a lot more to say actually, but that's that. If you can take one thing away from this, Daughter of the Dead, it slaps. Kay Jamila is one of my clients. I am so freaking excited for her. She has written contemporary romance for 3 books now, and this is her first fantasy book, and like, it's so good. It is an epic romantic fantasy series, so there's gonna be lots of world building, lots of lore, lots of prophecies, but it also has an amazing, actually has multiple amazing romance stories. Slow burn, slow burn, but tension, and so freaking worth it because you get 3 stories. Like you get 3 main female characters, so you kind of get to experience like 3 different versions of a love story written by Katie. Here are some of the tropes. FMC 1, a witch fighting for her freedom. FMC 2, a princess vying for the throne. And FMC 3, a queen discovering the end of the world. And all of these stories like all are connected, but you don't totally know how or like what is gonna bring them all together. There's a bloodbending FMC. It's an epic dark fantasy with morally gray characters and anti-heroes. Let me tell you, the most reluctant heroes you'll ever meet. Like, bro, I just want to go live my life. I don't want to have to save the world, but I guess I will because I'm the one who has to do it because the prophecy said so, so I will. Female rage, lots of feminine rage. Slow burn, multiple magic systems, political intrigue, and bitter chosen ones. So get ready, ARC signups are coming soon for Daughter of the Dead, and you should run to them. You should genuinely run to them because you're gonna love this. I'm so freaking excited. Another client of mine, Kim Swizz, has her second book coming out in her interconnected standalone romance series called Wilcox Grove, and that is In the Stars Rewritten. It is the second book in this series. The first one is called Barefoot Lake. It is out. If you want cozy fall spicy vibes, go read Barefoot Lake right now. In the Stars Rewritten is coming out June 24th, 2025, and I'm so excited. This follows 2 characters that we meet in book 1, Scott and Piper. Scott is the brother of the MMC in book 1, and Piper is the best friend of the FMC in book 1. It's small town. It is second chance. They met. He kind of had a thing for her, but then like they had to go their separate ways, and then now they're back together. They're roommates. He's definitely gonna fall first, let me tell you. Scott's definitely gonna fall first, 100%. He is a golden retriever a million times over. Like, golden retriever vibes to the max. And it is spicy. Kim writes good spice. Y'all are gonna wanna read this. So, you can go read Barefoot Lake right now if you're just feeling like cozy vibes are what you need. And then this one will come out June 24th. And to end off this video, I would be remiss if I did not talk about the Curse of Ophelia series. Nicole Platania was my first ever client as an author assistant. I work with her on a variety of different things. I have been in some capacity with her from book 1 on. I ARC read book 1 and immediately fell in love with the Curse of Ophelia. And I honestly might cry thinking about the fact that it's ending. Genuinely might cry. There are 4 full books out. Book 1 is the Curse of Ophelia. Book 2 is the Shards of Ophelia. Book 3 is the Trials of Ophelia. Book 4 is the Myths of Ophelia, which I do not have a special edition for yet. And then the novella is The Breaker of Stars. This is an epic romantic fantasy, and think like Throne of Glass meets gender bent Hercules. They are warriors, and there's all kinds of different clans of warriors, but then there's also different types of beings. Like there's fae, but they're like not really a part of the story, but then like they maybe become a part of the story a little bit, kind of, sort of, maybe. And it's like, there's just so much world development and building. You get so much world building in book 1. It just takes you on this journey then as you like meet the characters and learn more about them. It's just so good. The romance is so good. You've got like multiple love stories happening. It's just, I'm so sad it's ending, but I love Nicole to death and I'm so happy for her. So The Blank of Ophelia will be coming out on August 7th. This is Editing Mary Beth coming in to tell you that Nicole, literally today, as I'm editing this video, announced, I already knew this because we're friends. No, I already knew this just because we work together, but The Legacy of Ophelia is the official title for book 5. I'm so excited. You guys are not ready. You guys are not ready. Go read them. Go read them now. They're all on Kindle Unlimited, so you can go read them right now. I feel like I'm doing like a, what's that called? Like QVC. For 4 payments of $39.99, you can get these special editions. These are so pretty. So pretty. Those are my most anticipated 2025 indie releases. I cannot wait for every single one of these books to come out. I'm so excited for my client books that are coming out, but also for the non-client books. Like, these are going to be amazing. 2025 is going to be a phenomenal reading year. And if you're not reading indie, you need to, because there are so many good books out there. And there are so many great authors who are independently publishing their own books that y'all need to find them. If you have an indie author release that you're excited for that I did not mention, drop it in the comments. And of course, if you've made it this far, be sure to add a book emoji in your comment. Like I said earlier, I am so freaking grateful for every single person who is here, every single person who has liked a video, who has subscribed to my channel, who has commented on my videos. This has just been so much fun. And I was so nervous to do this. So I'm so happy that I'm having a good time and I'm meeting like so many amazing people. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content. I have a fun weekly reading vlog coming up next week that I've been filming this week. It's been a bit of a rough week, so you'll get to see a lot of chaos, is all I'll say. We're reading. We're getting through reading, but it's taking some time. That will be getting posted next week. And thanks so much. I don't have a pup to say goodbye today. They're both downstairs, so you just get me. Bye!